Hi, this is Sally Morgan, physical therapist, craniosacral therapist, and Tellington T-Touch practitioner for animals and people. This is Tristan. He's a Corgi wearing his tie. And we're a little early today because I've had an incident. When I was out chopping the flower field the other day, and thank God I did because the snow is almost gone on it, I was using just this L-shaped hand chopper because the weeds are so vicious. There's no weed whacker made automated that could attack those weeds, and even this chopper couldn't. So one flew up and hit me in the eye and knocked me down and really damaged my left eye. So I had an emergency appointment to the eye doctor on Tuesday when it happened, managed to get through yesterday with a bunch of drops and ointments, and I have an appointment back at the doctor in about 25 minutes. So we had to go early this morning so that I can make it to my appointment. And today I want to talk about something that came up for me at the Corgi Fun Day, which is the idea of sponsoring a class at a dog show. So all around us, even in a city that's not in a place that you would get to, people are having AKC sanctioned dog shows. Other groups of dog people are doing dog shows or barn hunts or rallies or obedience trials or nose work trials. And they need sponsors for those classes. So at the Corgi thing, they had, I guess they've never had a year when every class was sponsored at the Mayflower show. And they only needed a few more sponsorships for the upcoming show. And of course, the $40 sponsorships were all taken. So then I had to bump it up to the $70 sponsorship. But that did a couple of good things for me. First of all, I get to advertise my business because my business, Holistic Physical Therapy for Pets and People, sponsored the class. And I put it on a class where the people would care about holistic physical therapy with the agility people. Yeah, I hope my eye's better too. Anyway, so that way when they read off the class was sponsored by agility people, go, oh, physical therapy, my dog might need that. If I had sponsored a confirmation class, I don't know that it would have gotten any response. So, well, I might not get a response either way. But I want to encourage you to think about sponsoring a class at one of your dog shows. Even that fun dog show we have in the town of Northampton where the little kids come, even that class, that show looks for class sponsorships. And I think those are $50 because it's got to cover the prizes and the judge and the ring officials and all those other people. But there are all kinds of dog shows going around you all the time. And one of the other cool things to do with your sponsorship is to do it in memory of a dog that you don't have anymore that crossed the Rainbow Bridge, or even a dog that you have. If you think your dog is really cute and maybe you just got one and he's only 6 months old, you might want to sponsor a puppy class in his name at one of the shows. So this is a way to get involved with the dog show without having to actually wash your dog and bring him to the show and learn how to be a handler. And it's really a fun thing to be able to see your name in the program. Usually you get a free one sent to you even if you don't attend the show. And it's really beneficial to everybody if you can afford to sponsor a class. Certainly these shows could not happen without money from sponsors. It's just like the radio, if they don't have sponsors paying, or the TV, they can't do all the great things they do. And, as much as we all hate the sport of horse racing for some of the mean things that happen to horses, or even horse showing, without those sports and that industry that's created by them, we wouldn't be able to afford to have horses. Grain would be 1,000,000 times more expensive. Thank God we have these industries built around animals so that those of us who just have casual situations with our animals where we're not showing and competing, so that we can enjoy the benefits of having this be something that's nationwide recognized. So sponsoring a class is a fun thing to do, and it's really easy. You just have to mail them a check. And one of the things you can do, you can Google a list of the dog shows in your area. Well, actually, when I was Googling for, and I can't even remember what it was under, dog sports or something, I'll try to tag the link when I post this. But it had all the dog shows in my area for like the next 3 months there. And I could have just gone down to any one of them for Corgis or not, and tagged, opened it, and then seen a class that I might have wanted to sponsor. Again, for me, I'm looking for the agility classes, the rally classes, maybe a herding trial, where my business name, physical therapy, will be noticed by the contestants. And again, if I had an old dog who had crossed the Rainbow Bridge, I might look for sponsoring something like the veterans class, which is for seniors which in the dog world is like over 7 or something. But the senior class, is a fun one. Usually it shows, and yes, you'll have dogs in there competing who have been champions a million times over, but you'll also have dogs like mine going in there for fun. So having a dog over the Rainbow Bridge sponsoring a veterans class can be a really fun thing. So I will post that link to find the dog shows in your area and see which ones are around and how much, like if for $40 to sponsor a class, which many of ours were before they were all bought by people. And that's a big show. This is a big, Mayflower Corgis, all New England. So it's a big show. If you can sponsor a class for $40 at such a big show, that's a great deal for you and them. And I'm sure the Mid-Atlantic Corgis and, all down the East Coast and out in California have similar shows. What's the one in the Mid-Atlantic? It's not Potomac Corgi Club. So anyway, look at sponsoring a show. It's a great way to keep dog activities supplied with money, and it might make you go out and watch a show. Sometimes they actually, if you're there, have you come and award the ribbons or the trophy for the class you sponsored, which is also really fun. We all, of course, watch the people in the evening gowns and the flowered hats trying to walk through the mud to award the trophies at some of the big horse races. Of course, the dog show is nothing like that. And certainly even here in my town with this tiny little show we do to raise money for the high school, the people that sponsor the classes often do come out to give out the prizes, which is really fun to see who this person is who's a trainer who sponsored this class. So I encourage you to think about sponsoring a class at a dog show. Lots of dog shows occur at this time of year, so if you start looking now, you might find one in your area that you can sponsor a class for. So thanks for joining us today. I'm off to get my eyeball fixed. I don't know how I read on a computer for like 8 hours yesterday, but somehow managed. Right, Tris? Long day for you. He's so funny. We're usually done at work at like 2:30. He gets really antsy and starts wanting to leave and circling and going, huh, huh. And we didn't get out till 4 yesterday, so we had about an hour of Corgi management. Thanks for joining us. Everybody have a great day, and hopefully I'll get a good report from my eye person later this morning. Bye-bye.